Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be covering control flow statements in Python. Guys, I've uploaded complete Python programming subject tutorials. I will provide link in description. You can watch from there. If you are watching this video for the first time, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. Control flow statements are classified into three types. They are conditional statements, loops and transfer statements. But before starting this, you need to know what is Python indentation. For example, if you consider language like C, in C programming, if you want to write some block of code, then we will write that block of code in curly braces. This is simple C program for if statement. Here I given condition, that is 10 less than 20, and inside curly brackets I written print function, that is printf high. Here if you want to write block of code inside if statement, then you need to use curly braces. But whereas in Python we do not use curly braces. Instead of curly braces we use indentation. Indentation is nothing but space. Whatever the space that you give, we call this space as indentation. I will give an example. I will explain same program by using Python. Here at first write if and give condition, that is 10 less than 20. There is no need of using brackets like C. Just write 10 less than 20 and give colon. This is colon symbol. Here in Python, instead of curly braces, we use indentation. Indentation is nothing but space. So after giving some space, here write print high, and there is no need of giving semicolon in Python. Whenever you give space here, that means you are writing this print statement inside if. How much space you want, that much space you can give here. Given condition, that is 10 less than 20. This condition is true. So whatever the statement that is present inside if will be executed. So I'll get output high. And here you need to maintain consistency. For example, I want to print multiple statements like print hello, print ptech. I want to print multiple statements. How much space you took here, that much space you need to take for second and third statements. So here you need to maintain consistency. Here in this example, I took some gap for first print statement, and here I took more gap for second print statement, and here I took more gap for third print statement. So this is not in consistency manner. So it will display error. So for Python indentation, you need to maintain consistency. That means how much space you took for first statement, that much space you need to take for rest of the statements. This is meaning of consistency. This is another example. Here I given condition, that is 100 less than 20. Inside this if condition I written print high. 100 is not less than 20. 100 is greater than 20. So I will not get this output high. So I will not get any output. How can we write statement outside if? Here if you give space, that means you are writing print inside if. If you do not give any space, that means you are writing this print statement outside if. Whenever you execute this code, 100 is not less than 20, 100 is greater than 20. So whatever the statement that is present inside if will not be executed, but whatever the statement that is present outside if will be executed. So here I will get output hello, because I return hello outside if. If you give space, that means you are writing this print inside if. If you don't give any space, and if you write print from starting, that means you are writing print outside if. Most of the programming languages like C, C++, Java uses curly braces in order to define block of code. But Python uses indentation. Indentation is nothing but white space, that is either space or tab. And it is mandatory to use consistent amount of spaces for block throughout the code. You need to give same amount of space for entire code inside the block. This is meaning of consistency. A code block starts with indentation and ends with first unintended line. If you do not use any space, that means you are writing code outside the block. The amount of indentation is up to you, but it must be consistent throughout the block. How much space that you want to give, that much space you can give, but you need to maintain consistency. This is Python indentation. Now I will explain control flow statements. At first I will explain conditional statements. Conditional statements will take decision based on the given condition. So we also call these conditional statements as decision making statements. Conditional statements in Python are classified into four types. They are if else, elif and nested if statements. I will explain each of them by giving example. If statement evaluates condition. That means if condition is true, then whatever the statements that are written inside if will be executed. And if condition is false, whatever the statements that are written inside if will not be executed. This is syntax of if statement. At first you need to write if and give condition. After writing condition, give colon symbol. After giving colon symbol, inside if you need to write statements. This is syntax of if statement. This is program for if statement. At first I written a equal to 10 and after that I written b equal to 20. After that I written if a less than b, where this a less than b is condition. After condition you need to give colon symbol. In C programming we give condition inside brackets, but whereas in Python there is no need of giving this condition inside brackets, just write a less than b. Inside this if I written statement, that is print a value is less than b. This is statement which I written. Here I given condition, that is a less than b. A value is 10 and b value is 20. Yes, 10 is less than 20. This condition is true. So whatever the statements that I written inside if will be executed. Here I written statement inside if, that is a value is less than b. So I will get output a value is less than b. In place of 10, if I give a value as 100, 100 is not less than 20, 100 is greater than 20. This condition is not satisfied, so whatever the statements that I written inside if will not be executed. Here I will not get any output. Guys, whenever you write this line of code and press enter, then automatically it will take space. That is, if you click on space bar 4 times, how much space you get, that much space it will take here automatically. Next I will explain if else statement. Here in if else, if condition is true, then whatever the statements that I written inside if will be executed, and if condition is false, whatever the statements that I written inside else will be executed. This is syntax of if else statement. At first you need to write if and give condition and give colon, and inside if you need to write statements and again write else and give colon, and inside else you need to write statements. This is syntax of if else. This is program for if else statement. Here I given a value as 10 and b value as 20. And I given condition, that is a less than b, and give colon. Inside if I return statement, that is print a value is less than b. If a value is less than b, I should get output, that is a value is less than b. Else, if this condition is false, I should get output, that is a value is greater than b. So I return here else. Inside else I return print a value is greater than b. Here I given value of a as 10 and value of b is 20. Yes, 10 is less than 20. This condition is true. So whatever the statement that I written inside if will be executed, so I will get output, that is a value is less than b. For example, in place of 10, if I give a value as 100, 100 is not less than 20. 100 is greater than 20. So this condition is not satisfied. So whatever the statements I written inside else will be executed. Here inside else I written print a value is greater than b. So I will get output, that is a value is greater than b. Next I will explain Python program in order to check whether number is even or odd by using if else statement. What is even number? If we divide any number by 2 and if we get remainder as 0, then we call it as even number. For example, I want to find whether number 4 is even or odd. So I need to divide this number 4 with 2, and if we get remainder as 0, then it is even number. Else it is odd number. So 2 to the 4, remainder 0. So 4 is even number. For example, if I divide number 5, 2 to the 4 and remainder 1. So 5 is not even number, 5 is odd number. This is Python program in order to check whether number is even or odd by using if else statement. At first I written a equal to int input of enter number. Here I want to give input after executing program. So for that purpose I took input function, and inside input function I written text, that is enter number. Whenever I execute this code, then I will get output, that is enter number. I want to enter integer value. So I took here data type as int. Whenever I execute this line of code, then I will get output enter number, and here I can enter any integer number. Now I given if condition, that is if a %2 double equal to 0, and at last I given colon. Meaning of this is if we divide a with 2 and if we get remainder as 0, then we call it as even number. So I written here print even number. Else print odd number. This is program in order to check whether number is even or odd. Here I given number 10. So I will get output even number. For example, if I give here input as 5, 5 is not even number, 5 is odd number. So I will get output, that is odd. This is Python program to check whether a person is eligible to vote or not by using if else statement. Here I took variable name as age. Here I want to give input after executing program. So for that purpose I took input function. By using input function you can give input after executing program, and inside this input function I written enter age. So whatever the text I written inside this input function, it will be seen on my output screen. So whenever I execute this line, I will get output, that is enter age. For example, I want to enter age like 22, 42, 32 like that. So all are integer values. So I took here data type as int. Whenever I execute this line of code, I will get output, that is enter age, and here I can enter integer value, like I can enter age 35. For example, I given age 35, and here I given condition, that is if age is greater than 18, colon, print eligible for voting, else, colon, print not eligible for voting. For example, here I given age 35. 35 is greater than 18. So I will get output that is eligible for voting. Second time when I run this code, I given age that is 12. 12 is not greater than 18. 12 is less than 18. So whatever the statement that is present inside if will not be executed, and whatever the statement that is present inside else will be executed. So here I will get output that is not eligible for voting. Next I will explain elif statement. Elif statement is same as else if statement in C. From multiple statements, if you want to select only single statement based on the condition, then you need to use elif statement. This is syntax. Here at first you need to give if condition and statement. After that give elif condition and statement. At last give else and write else statement. It's not like you need to give only single elif condition. How many elif conditions you want, that many elif conditions you can give. I will give an example so that you can clearly understand how this elif statement will work. This is Python program for elif statement. Here I took variable name as a and I want to give input after executing program. So here I took input function and inside input function I written enter number and I want to give only integer number. So I took here data type as int. Whenever I execute this line of code, I will get output that is enter number because inside input function I written enter number. So here I will get output that is enter number, and by using this input function we can give any input that is of type int. We can give only integer type input. After that I give an if condition that is if a less than 20 colon print a value is less than 20. Meaning of this is if a value is less than 20, then I should get output that is a value is less than 20. After if condition I given elif condition that is elif a double equal to 30, and inside elif I return statement that is print a value is equal to 30. Next I took another elif condition that is elif a double equal to 40 colon print a value is equal to 40. Meaning of this is if I give a value as 30, then I should get output that is a value is equal to 30, and if I give a value as 40, I should get output that is a value is equal to 40. At last write else and give else statement that is number not found. If these three conditions are false, then whatever the statement that is present inside else will be executed. For example, if I give here value as 10, here 10 is less than 20, this condition is true, so it will display output that is a value is less than 20. For example, if I give a value as 30, at first it will check if condition that is 30 is not less than 20. 30 is greater than 20. This condition is not satisfied. Again, it will go to elif condition. Here I given a value as 30. Yes, 30 is equal to 30. So I will get output that is a value is equal to 30. For example, if I give a value as 100, here I given a value as 100. So at first it will check if condition 100 is not less than 20, 100 is greater than 20. Condition is not satisfied. So again, it will go to elif and it will check condition. 100 is not equal to 30. This condition is not satisfied. So again, we will go to next elif condition that is 100. 100 is not equal to 40. This condition is not satisfied. So if these three conditions are false, then whatever the statement that is present inside else will be executed. So here I will get output that is number not found. Guys, just remember that we will not give any condition for else. And here you need to use a double equal to 30, not a equal to 30. If you give here a equal to 30, then a will be treated as variable and 30 will be treated as value and it will display error. So here don't use single equal to, use double equal to. Double equal to is comparison operator. Next I will explain flowcharts for if else and elif statements. At first I will explain flowchart for if statement. Just remember that we write start and end in ellipse and we give condition in rhombus and we write statements in rectangle. At first I return start and give if condition. If this condition is true, then whatever the statements that are present inside if will be executed, and at last it will end if statement, and if condition is false, it will end if statement. This is flowchart for if statement. Next I will explain flowchart for if else statement. This is flowchart for if else statement. At first you need to write start in ellipse and give condition in rhombus, and if this condition is true, then whatever the statements that are present inside if will be executed, and if this condition is false, then whatever the statements that are present inside else will be executed, and at last give stop in ellipse. Next I will explain flowchart for elif statement. At first write start and give if condition, and if this if condition is true, then whatever the statements that are present inside if will be executed and it will end, and if this if condition is false, then it will go to elif statement, and if this elif condition is true, then whatever the statements that are present inside elif will be executed and it will end. And if this elif condition is false, then it will print else statement and it will end. Here for if and elif, we can give conditions. So I return this if and elif in rhombus, and for else we cannot give condition. So I return this else in rectangle. There is one more statement. That statement is nested if statement. If you write one if statement inside another if statement, then we call it as nested if statement. I will write syntax of nested if. At first you need to write if condition and statement. After that write else and statement. This is if condition. Now inside this if condition, you need to give another if condition like if condition 2 and statement. Here you need to give gap because we are writing if statement inside another if statement. So here you need to give gap and write here else colon statement. If you write one if statement inside another if statement, then we call it as nested if statement. I will give an example so that you can clearly understand this nested if statement. This is program for nested if statement. Here I took two variables a and b. Here I took input function because I want to enter input after executing program. So by using input function, we can enter input after executing program. Inside this input function, I return text, that is enter value of a. As we know, we need to give double quotations for string. So I took this string in double quotations. And here I given data type as int. Whatever the text that I return inside this input function, it will be seen on my output screen. So whenever I execute this line of code, I will get output, that is enter value of a. And here I can enter value because by using input function, we can give any value. So here you can enter any value, and I want to enter only integer values. So I took here data type as int. So whenever you give here data type as int, you can enter only integer values. Similarly, I took another variable, that is b. I took input function and I want to enter only integer values. So I took here data type as int. Whenever you execute this line of code, you will get output, that is enter value of b, and here you can enter any integer value. Here I given first if condition, that is if a value is greater than or equal to b colon. Now inside this I am writing another if statement, that is if. Remember, you need to give space here, and inside this if I am writing another if statement, that is if a value is equal to b, I should get output, that is a value is equal to b. So inside this I am writing print. Here also you need to give space, and inside this I am writing print a value is equal to b. Else I should get output, that is a value is greater than b. Here I given two conditions, that is a greater than or equal to. So at first I return equal to condition in if and write else here, else print a value is greater than b. Here this is first if condition, that is if a value is greater than or equal to b, then it will go to this if statement. Inside this if statement I return another if statement, that is if a value is equal to b, I should get output, that is a value is equal to b. Else if this condition is false, then I should get output, that is a value is greater than b. So I return here else, and inside print I return a value is greater than b. At last write else for this if statement. For first if condition I given a value is greater than or equal to. So if a value is smaller, then it will display else statement. So right here print a is smaller than b. Here by using input function, I can enter inputs. Here I given value of a, that is 10, and value of b is 9. Here a value is greater than b. So it will go to this if statement, and inside if statement I return condition, that is a equal to b. So here a is not equal to b. So it will display else statement, that is a value is greater than b. So here I will get output, that is a value is greater than b. For example, if I give a value as 10 and b value as 10, so it will compare. Here a value is 10 and b value is 10. Here I given condition, that is if a value is greater than or equal to. So here a value is equal to b. Here inside this if condition I given another if condition, that is a value is equal to b. Yes, a value and b value both are equal. So I will get output, that is a value is equal to b. For example, I given here a value as 9 and b value as 100. Here a value is less than b. Here I given condition, that is a value is greater than or equal to. But here a value is less than b. So it will skip this if part and it will execute only else part. It will display output, that is a value is smaller than b. Next I will explain loops in Python. We also call this loops as iteration statement. What is meaning of iteration? Iteration is nothing but repetition. Repeating something again and again. I will give an example. I want to print hello. Then you need to write print hello. I want to print hello 5 times. So you need to write print hello 5 times. I want to get output hello 100 times. So for that purpose I need to write print hello 100 times. It is time taking process. In order to overcome this problem, we use loops. By using loops, you can write code once and repeat that code multiple multiple number of times. Loops in Python are classified into three types. They are while loop, for loop and nested for loop. I will explain each of them by giving example. At first I will explain what is while loop. While loop executes block of code as long as given condition is true, and whenever condition reaches to false, then it will come out of the loop. This is syntax of while loop. At first you need to write while and give condition colon. Inside while write statements. This is syntax of while loop. I will explain program in order to print hello 5 times by using while loop. At first I written a equal to 1 and I want to print hello 5 times. So I am giving condition, that is while a less than or equal to 5 colon print hello. Whereas in C programming, for while loop we use increment or decrement operator. But Python do not support increment or decrement operator. Increment operator is nothing but a++. But we cannot use increment or decrement operator in Python. A++ is nothing but a equal to a plus 1. So write here a equal to a plus 1. Definitely you need to give here a equal to a plus 1. Whenever you execute this code, at first I given value of a as 1. 1 is less than 5. Condition is true. So whatever the statements that I written inside while will be executed. Inside this while I written print hello. So 1 is less than 5. Condition is true. So I will get output, that is hello. Next I written here a equal to a plus 1. Here a value is 1. 1 plus 1, that is 2. Yes, 2 is less than 5, condition is true. So again it will print hello, and next it will increment value, that is 2 plus 1, 3. 3 is less than 5, condition is true. So again it will print hello. Next it will increment value, that is 4. 4 is less than 5, condition is true. So again it will print hello. Next it will take 5. 5 is equal to 5, this condition is true. So I will get output, that is hello. Next it will increment value, that is 5 plus 1, 6. 6 is not less than or equal to 5. 6 is greater than 5. This condition is not satisfied. So it will stop this loop. For example, if you want to print hello 100 times, then just in place of 5 you need to give 100. That's it. Guys, in this program definitely you need to give here a equal to a plus 1. If you don't give here a equal to a plus 1, then this program will go to infinite loop and it will keep on printing hello repeatedly, and there is no end for this. So definitely give here a equal to a plus 1. I will give one more example. In order to print numbers from 1 to 10, I want to print numbers from 1 to 10. Starting is 1. So I written here a equal to 1 and write while a less than, I want to print numbers from 1 to 10. So I am giving condition, that is a less than 11 colon print a. After writing print a, write here a equal to a plus 1. At first it will take value 1 because here I given a value as 1. So at first it will take value 1. 1 is less than 11. This condition is true. I written print a. Inside this while loop a value is 1. So it will print value 1. Here I written a equal to a plus 1, that is 1 plus 1, 2. Now a value is 2. 2 is less than 11. Condition is true. It will print 2. Next 2 plus 1, that is 3. 3 is less than 11. Condition is true. It will print 3. Similarly, it will print 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. After printing value 9, it will increment value, that is 9 plus 1, 10. 10 is less than 11. This condition is true. So it will print 10. After printing 10, again it will increment value, that is 10 plus 1, 11. 11. 11 is not less than 11. 11 is equal to 11. So this condition is not satisfied. So it will break this while loop. This is program in order to print numbers from 1 to 10 by using while loop. You can also use else statement inside while loop. This is syntax. At first you need to write while and give condition colon and write statements inside this. Next write else colon and write else statement. The syntax is same like if else statement. Just in place of if write while. That's it. I will give one example. For example, I should get output like this. Enter password. For example, I given password, that is Nagendra. This is my password which I given, and here in output screen I should get enter password. And here if I enter wrong password, like for example I entered password, that is 123. If I enter wrong password, again I should get output, that is enter password. For example, again if I enter wrong password like SSSS something, then again I should get output, that is enter password. For example, if I enter correct password, then I should get output, that is unlocked. Here I entered correct password, that is Nagendra. So I will get output, that is unlocked. This is my output. If I enter wrong password, then again I should get enter password, and if I enter correct password, then I should get output, that is unlocked. I will write program for this by using else statement with while loop. Here I took variable name as password and I want to give password, that is Nagendra. So I am writing password is equal to Nagendra. Nagendra is string, so you need to write this in double quotations. Nagendra double quotations close. I took another variable. That variable name is input underscore password. And here in output I should get enter password, and here I can enter any string. So write here input function, and inside this write enter password. Enter password. Here you may get doubt like why I am not using here data type before input function. Actually if I want to enter string, I need to use here string type. But here I did not given type string, because if you don't give any data type, then by default it will take string data type. Whenever you execute this line of code, you will get output that is enter password, and here I can enter any password. Now write while condition, that is while password is not equal to input password, input underscore password. While password is not equal to input password, then again I should get output that is enter password. So write same line here. Again write this line of code inside while. So write here input password is equal to input of enter password. Meaning of this is, if I enter wrong password, then again I will get output enter password, and here I can enter any password. Else if I enter correct password, then I should get output that is unlocked. So write here else colon print unlocked. This is program. Whenever I execute this program, I will get output that is enter password, and here I can enter any password. First time when I entered, I given password that is 123, but here password is Nagendra. Here Nagendra and 123 both are not equal. So again I will get output that is enter password, and by using input function I can enter any password. So again I given password that is SSSSS, both are not equal. So again I will get output that is enter password. This time I entered correct password that is Nagendra. So both are equal, I will get output that is unlocked. This is flowchart for while loop. At first you need to write while condition. As we know, we need to write condition in rhombus. So I written while condition in rhombus. Until this condition is true, then whatever the statements that are present inside this while will be executed. And whenever condition reaches to false, then it will end this while loop. This is flowchart for while loop. Next I will explain for loop. This is syntax for loop. At first you need to write for and give variable name. After write in range. This range function is built-in function, and this range function contains two parameters. They are start and end. And give colon and write statements inside for loop. I will give an example so that you can clearly understand how this for loop will work. This is program. At first write for and give variable name. For example, I want to give variable name that is a. Write in range. I want to print numbers from 1 to 10. So starting is 1. So write here 1. Start is 1, comma, and end is 11. If you want to print numbers from 1 to 10, then here you need to give 11 colon print. Here I given variable name as a, so write here print a. Whenever you execute this program, at first it will print value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 10. Here I given number starting from 1. So it will start from 1, and whereas in end I given value 11. If you give end parameter as 11, then it will generate value up to 10. For example, if you want to print numbers from 1 to 20, then just write here 1, comma 21. 21 mean it will generate values from 1 to 20. For end parameter you need to add +1. This is program for loop. I will give one more example. Here I written for a in range. Here range function contains two parameters. They are start and end. But here I given only one parameter, that is 5. Whenever you give here value 5, then it is considered as end parameter. I did not given any start parameter. So by default it will take value 0. So here I will get output that is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. It will not count 5. It will print numbers from 0 to 4. If you don't give any starting range, then by default it will take value 0, and here I will get output that is from 0 to 4. Now I will explain program in order to print 5 table by using for loop. I want to print 5 tables, so at first I given a equal to 5, and after that write for loop, that is for b in range. I am using in range function, and I am giving starting value as this 5 is stored in variable a. And now I took another variable. That variable must contains numbers from 1 to 10. So I want to show these numbers in variable b. So I written here for b in range. I took here variable name as b. For b in range starting from 1 to 10. So write here 1, comma 11. As I said before, for n parameter you need to add +1 and give here colon. Inside for loop write print 5 into 1 equal to 5. This 5 is stored in variable a. So write here a, comma. We need to store this into in double quotations, comma 1. 1 is stored in variable b. So write here b, comma. After 1 I given equal to. So give this equal to in double quotations, comma. This is result. 5 into 1 equal to 5. This is result. Result is nothing but a into b. For multiplication we need to use asterisk symbol. So a asterisk b. This is program. A into b mean 5 into 1, that is 5. Next 5 into 2, that is 10. 5 into 3. Like that it will print up to 5 into 10 equal to 50. This is program in order to print 5 table. Next I will explain flowchart for for loop. Guys, this flowchart is same like while loop. Just in place of while write for. That's it. If you write one for loop inside another for loop, then we call it as nested for loop. This is syntax for nested for loop. If you write one for loop inside another for loop, then we call it as nested for loop. I will give one program so that you can clearly understand how this nested for loop will work. Here I given a value as 5 because I want to print 5 table and I want to print 5 table starting from 1 to 10. So I took here another variable that is b, and inside this b I given range that is from 1 to 11. So whenever you execute this program, you will get output that is 5 into 1 that is 5, 5 into 2 10, 5 into 3 15, like that it will print up to 5 into 10 equal to 50. Whenever I execute this code, I will get output that is 5 10 15 up to 50. If you want to print single table, then you return here a equal to 5, but you want to print multiple tables, like I want to print 1 table, 2 table, 3 table, 4 table and 5 table. Then for that purpose you need to use nested for loop. So in place of a equal to 5, write for, you need to start from here, for a in range I want to print tables from 1 to 5. So write here 1 comma 6. Whenever you execute this code, at first it will take value 1 and it will print 1 table. Next it will take value 2 and after that it will print 2 table. After that it will print 3 table, 4 table and 5 table. If you write one for loop inside another for loop, then we call it as nested for loop. This is example. Next I will explain transfer statements. We also call these transfer statements as loop control statements. These transfer statements are classified into 3 types. They are break, continue and pass. I will explain each of them by giving example. If you don't want to write anything inside loops or conditional statements or functions or classes, then you need to use pass statement. I will give an example. Here I give an if condition, that is if A in India, colon, A and India both are strings, so I took them in double quotations. And I don't want to write anything inside this if condition. But if you don't write anything inside this if condition, then it will display error. Whenever you execute this code, you will get output error because I did not written anything inside this if condition. So instead of not writing anything inside if, just write pass. I don't want to write anything inside if, so I written here pass. Whenever you execute this code, you will get output that is blank screen. You will not get any output here because I written here pass. Having an empty if condition will generate error. So we use pass in order to skip that error. Next I will explain break statement. If you want to break loop when certain condition is reached, then you need to use break statement. I will give an example. This is program for loop. Here I want to print numbers from 1 to 10. So I took here variable name as a and I written in range. Here I want to print numbers from 1 to 10. So inside range function I written 1 comma 11 colon and I written print a. So at first it will print value 1, 2, 3 till 11. Mean it will print numbers from 1 to 10. So I will get output that is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is output for this program. But here whenever I reach value 5, then I want to break this loop. So inside for loop write if a value is equal to 5, break. Whenever I reach value 5, then it will break this loop. Whenever I execute this program, I will get output that is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Whenever it reach 5, it will break this loop. This is output for this program. This is use of break statement. If you want to break loop whenever certain condition is reached, then you need to use break statement. I will explain continue statement. I want to print odd numbers from 1 to 10. What are odd numbers in between 1 to 10? They are 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. These are odd numbers from 1 to 10. So I took here for a in range, where a is variable name, in range 1 comma 11. Now inside this I am writing if a percentage 2. This percentage will display remainder and double equal to 0. What is even number? If we divide any number with 2 and if we get remainder as 0, then we call it as even number. So inside if write continue and next write else. If we divide any number with 2 and if we get remainder as 0, I don't want to print number. I just want to continue. Else mean if I don't get remainder as 0, I want to print that value. So write here print a. This is program for continue statement. If number is even, just continue. Else if number is odd, then we should print that number. So inside else I written print a.